Welcome everybody to Ringside with Roy. Yes, I have rebranded the channel. A couple of name or different naming conventions, but I've decided to stick with Ringside with Roy. And I am pleased to speak to you today about Conah Walker. Oh, Conah Walker. It's a very, very nice name to chant to. He must have been pleased when he decided to become a sportsman in England, because he would definitely get his fan base singing that. So Conah Walker, he's now 16-3. He upset the apple cart. Well, not really. I think he was supposedly billed as a really big test for Pat McCormack. He was a product of the Matchroom stable. And yeah, he knocked him out in the 12th round. He knocked him straight out the ring. He showed his grit and determination in a back and forth fight. Against a guy who was tipped for the top. Very much amazing, like an amazing amateur career. But yeah, Conah Walker, what's next for him? Because I think he needs to be given his flowers. You know, he's earned his just deserves for what he's done and his career thus far, and it's time for him to step up. You know, he's a British champion, a Commonwealth champion. You know, he's an exciting name in the welterweight division. People are going to start talking about this guy. So what's next for him in 2026? Well, I think there's a few options that have been floating around and kind of I've been thinking about from an opinion perspective. And let's start with domestic. So domestic level, I think there's some really tasty options, but they're very risky. So someone who just fought recently as well on the undercard of Conor Ben, Chris Eubank, is Eko Esuman. You know, he came off a really big win against Josh Taylor, albeit faded Josh Taylor, and then he was stopped by his mortal enemy in Jack Catterall. So Jack Catterall is going to be catapulted onto bigger and better. You know, he needs to get that world title shot. He needs to show everyone that he's a legitimate world champion. But yeah, this is about Conah Walker. Eko Esuman on the undercard of the next big British boxing clash. That could be something we see. Another fight that could be made pretty easily would be someone like Chris Congo. He's definitely a potential banana skin. I mean, Chris Congo is a good boxer, like a really good fighter. So I don't know if Walker's handlers would be too keen to put him in there. But yeah, I think that's an option. And then there's another big option, but I'll leave that towards the end. But I think you can guess if you're guessing people. Yeah, European level. This is a good one. Digius Kavaliauskas. You know, that would be an amazing fight to catapult him to European level. There's also Jordi Wies. He's also another good option. He's a title holder. He's a European belt holder. So that's a good option for him. Yeah, I think Konstantin Usu is another potential prospect that he could come up against. He's a Romanian fighter, really exciting. But yeah, I like the Digius Kavaliauskas. I think just from a resume perspective, you know, he's been in there with he's been in there with the best. You know, he's been in there with Terence Crawford. He lost that, the Mean Machine. He lost to Virgil Ortiz Jr. as well, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, that was one of, you know, Virgil Ortiz's coming out parties. So I mean, it's up to him to drop down to welterweight, because that was a super welterweight fight. But yeah, I think world level and to take it to the international, I think a really good fight for Conah Walker would be Blair Cobbs. Now, the two have had some back and forth on social media. You know, that could be a really tasty crossover fight, you know, cross-Atlantic. Get him known in the US against a well-known, credible opponent and a very beatable opponent. I mean, Blair Cobbs is a good fighter himself, but I think Conah Walker definitely could beat him. You know, I think he could do it in really spectacular fashion as well. You know, he's got power in both hands. He's a good boxer. So yeah, I mean, Blair Cobbs, you know, he's got the attitude, he's got the look, he's got the talk, but he's also got power as well. So yeah, that could be a good one. there could be a risky fight in just being matched against someone like Boots, but I doubt that would happen. I think Boots is probably looking for something a little bit more high profile than like someone like Conah Walker. But yeah, the other big one, as you guessed it, would be Conah Walker, Conor Ben. You know, the Conor versus the Conor. And I don't think he's a Conor in Conor Ben. I think it's a really nice fight to make. Too dangerous though for Ben. I don't think Matchroom would be too keen on that. I don't think Ben would be too keen on that. I think he goes on to fight Mario Barrios, but it could be a fight we see in the future. Let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, comment on this video. If you think I'm talking a whole bunch of nonsense, if you like what I'm saying, you know, I want to hear it. So let me know, engage with me, and yeah, I'd be keen to hear your thoughts. Until the next one, this is Ringside with Roy. Thanks so much.